Thanks for coming back. It's Sissy. So today's video I was drawing in my what has now become my marker sketchbook, and my daughter loves little dogs, and so I found one online and it was really cute, so I decided to go ahead and sketch it, and I liked how it turned out. I've been really enjoying discovering markers and making mistakes. It just takes a lot of pressure off because, I don't know, it's just a fun medium that I'm only doing in a sketchbook. And yeah, so here I used several copic markers and some of my brush markers from Winsor and Newton, and you can follow the process right after I'm done talking, and I hope you enjoy it. And as the process video plays, I'll be talking a little bit about my choices and what I decided to do and my thoughts during the whole time that I was drawing and painting. So I hope you enjoy this video. Have a great day, and I'm sorry for rambling today. I'm really tired. And yeah, come back and leave a comment below and let me know what you would like to see me draw or do, okay? Bye! So I brought back this really nice tin can. I think I've shown it to you guys in other videos where my markers fit nicely. However, it's kind of a hassle to look for the right shade. And since the Winsor and Newton paper, the paper that covers the marker, it shows you the color, but it's not really truly the color of the marker, so it can get kind of confusing, especially if they're two similar shades. So I always have to pull everything out, look at the name, and then decide which one I'm going to be using. So it sometimes is, you know, it can be quite a hassle, but at least I can quickly pick out the ones I'm using and put them on the lid. So I finally chose which colors I needed. Of course, I didn't have all the right colors, and here I'm testing out to make sure that I indeed have the colors that I want, and I can go from there and start deciding which one I want to use first. I then realized that I needed some more colors. I needed the paler copic yellows and eggshell and the yellow that I have. And with markers, what I've noticed the best thing to do is that you start with your lighter colors and then you add on the darker colors, and then you can go back with your lighter colors to help with the gradient effect. So first I'm using eggshell or excuse me, for all the white, you could say, fur of the dog, because in the picture it doesn't look really white, it looks more cream colored. So I go in and I add that sparingly to wherever I think I need to use it, and I extend it a little bit so that I can then transition into another color much easier. And it's really nice to use the brush part of the marker. It has just this really nice spongy feeling against the paper. And I actually noticed that I hold the marker much different to how I would hold a pencil or a paintbrush. It's, I don't know, it's just a very relaxing feeling. I don't really feel like I have to impress anyone or I need it to be perfect. Since this really isn't my medium, I never learned how to use markers. I see it more as like a, I don't know, like a childhood fun thing to do. I would always draw with markers. But now I'm trying to see how I can level it up, you could say. and draw it in a more sophisticated and smooth manner. So I finished with the eggshell. Now I go to the light yellow, and I forget the name of the color. I'll put it down in the description. And I'm just adding bits of highlights, you could say, that they need to be brighter than the eggshell. And I'm going into the eggshell and trying to blend it in, but then I'm gonna have to grab the eggshell later and add more so that it can really blend. I just go around everywhere, just, you know, quickly take a glance at the picture and then go back to my drawing and just freely add it. And at this point, I'm not thinking at all. I'm just going with the flow. I look and see where it's needed and go from there, yeah. Now I'm grabbing my burnt yellow, I believe, which has this really nice intensity. And it's very similar to the fur of the dog. And I'm just adding, like you could say, the base coat of the fur. At this point, I see some streaks, but I'm not very worried because I know I'm going to be going over it again with either the same color or with different colors. And it's just easy from here on. It's relaxing. It's just a really nice little thing you can do when you just want a break from it all. And lately there's just been so much stress, and that drawing is my safe haven, as it always has been. And I think that's why I like to draw these cute little things and flowers and everything. Like, I'm going through my sketchbook right now, and lately all I've been drawing have been fantasy type creatures like dragons, animals. It really looks like I'm trying to escape and create a more colorful, happy, cheerful, and very pink and yellow atmosphere. As some of you might know, I am divorced. I do have a new person in my life, but still, it takes a while for everything to settle. I'm very happy about my current situation. I'm very happy about the divorce. It was actually something that I wanted. But for my kids, as with anyone that's divorced out there with children, it's very difficult for them, because parents are their whole world. It's their sense of security. And when that falls apart, it's very difficult for them to then find their stability, especially if they're older, or as in they're not little kids. And I came from a divorced family, and I'm aware of how difficult that is. Even though my parents divorced when I was 4 or 5 years old, I remember it being a very painful transition, even into my teens. It was very, very difficult for me to accept that my family would never be back to what it used to be, even though I did not have a very good recollection of what it was. But you would get this sense that a family is supposed to be this unity of a mother and a father and the kids, because everyone that I went to school with, or at least the grand majority, they were all married. All my aunts and uncles were married, and I was alone with my mom, and so it was quite difficult for me to finally accept and be okay with that. And so I can completely relate and understand my kids, in addition to the other hardships that they have to go through. So I always like to be able to take a moment and step back from all that stress, because as a mom, I always want to fix everything and make everything great. But so I just draw, and I draw things that my kids want me to draw. I draw things a lot of the time with my daughter. We sit down and we'll draw together. She's also discovering markers and it's a fun way to connect. It's a fun way to create. It's just fun. So here I already went back to the darker brown. This is the Winsor and Newton Brush marker. This is from the skin tone set, and I'm just adding some of the darker hairs and the shadows of the dog and enjoying it. Just going back and forth. Here I'm using warm gray, I believe number 3. And I'm adding, because around the mouth of the dog there are darker areas. And so I just add that as I go. I go back and forth from light to dark, light to dark, light to dark. And I believe that is the best way to create these really nice transitions. When you saturate the paper with ink, it starts to mesh together. And I think that's the best thing. But I mean, you have to keep on going back and forth. You can't just saturate the page with one ink and then put another one on top, because then you won't really see it. You have to do a lighter color, then a little bit of the darker color, then the lighter color again, maybe then a little bit of the darker color. And you can also put the tips together of the two colors and then use the lighter color to create a transitional sweep, you could say, of that color. And those are different techniques that I have found online and have really worked wonders. There are so many great art YouTube channels. I mean, that's another one of my favorite pastimes. Just to go online and watch how people draw. You learn so much through drawing. And here I'm adding pink in the mouth and the nose. And this light pink I absolutely love. I first saw it from Frannerd, and I really enjoy pink. I really, really do. Even though as a kid growing up, I disliked pink. I mean, I think I liked it so much that I thought it was uncool, and then I decided I don't like it anymore, and I can't like it because it's too girly, and I don't want to be defined as too girly. So I stopped liking pink or wanting anything pink, even though I secretly always wanted it. I was very insecure growing up. And so now I'm returning to my love of pink. And my daughter obviously loves it. She loves everything pink and purple. And even my son likes pink. I mean, pink is just such a happy color. Happy, cheerful. It makes you smile. And then I add black for the eyes. But I feel very afraid to use black here because I feel it's just too strong of a color. So I only use it in a few spots just to really create like a bold statement in that area. I think less is more when it comes to black, because really the shadows aren't black. There are very few things that are actually black. So I prefer to use the grays and browns and blues and purples rather than black. I mean, when I started out as like a teenager, you could say, drawing, I would use a lot of black. But then I finally learned my ways of not always using black. So mainly I go with grays. I prefer to slowly add intensity to the colors than to start with just boom black. And so here I'm using my white gel pen to add some highlights in the eyes and in the lower eyelid and some of the hairs, especially the, what do you call it? The whiskers. I am so tired today. It's like my language skills have gone down several points. And once you add the white, it really pops. It's like it's a magical thing. Boom, there I am, look. I'm more 3D, I'm popping out, I'm saying hi to you. I always really enjoy adding the white. And then I had gotten these Muji pens. I had been waiting so long for them to arrive. I ordered them, I don't even know, I think like maybe a month or two ago. And I ordered this pack set with different colors. And so I just started using the black. And it's funny how with different pens, I create different strokes, not mainly because of the utensil. Let's say it's the same ink, but it's just the container of it is different, and for some reason I'll just hold it differently. I'll add a different intensity of pressure, and I'll just create different lines. And with this Muji pen, I just love the nice subtle black lines. They're nice and crisp, they're clear, and I just think it has created more to my style of these illustrations, and I've really enjoyed it. I really have. It's a shame that there was no brown, otherwise I would be adding some brown detailing or yellow. Let me see, I need to pull out my bag. And I can tell you which colors I have. And of course my daughter, who is all about art supplies, also wanted to try them out. So far, let's see, it has a pink, a dark blue, a light blue, a red, a light pink, a greenish aqua, a black, an orange, and a lime green. That is the set. And they're really nice. They're smooth. You can frosted plastic, and you can see inside the ink. And then they have this cream colored sticker with black ink that says Muji, and then it has the Japanese letters on there, made in Japan. And I am a Japanese, Japan, everything obsessed person. And oh my god, the lid is just really nice. It has also the same color on the top. Oh, I don't know. I just love how things feel and how things sound, and I don't know. I like touching things and hearing things. So of course I used that, but then I went back with some of the gray and added a little bit more of the shadow because I think it was just too flat. So I had to add more. And here I'm just doing streaks. I didn't really want it to blend. I wanted it to be stark streaks because that's just, I guess that's just my style. I like how it looks. And then I wrote Bart on the top. And here unfortunately is where I made a mistake. It came out a little bit of the lines and everything, but that's okay. I didn't want it to be perfect. This is not a commission. This is not for a gallery. This is not for a project. This is just for me and my sketchbook. And so I was happy with it. I, of course, chose a darker pink because I love pink so much, and I thought it went nicely with the warm yellowy browns. And yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do have a Patreon page. I'm still restructuring it even though it is live. You can already become a Patreon if you would like. I offer live streams and monthly postcards. I also offer downloads and requests and full-length video of my art process videos where I detail even more in painstaking detail how I do things, and I give you tips and tricks. So I would really appreciate it if you enjoy these videos to head on over and check out my Patreon page. It would be very much appreciated. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. Bye.